Yo, what's up, everybody? Oh, snap, I'm kind of loud in your ear right now. Well, we just gonna keep moving forward. Hello, friends. Hello, family. Back at it again. Seeing my beautiful face, seeing your beautiful face on the other side of the screen. Hope you having a lovely day. Hope you having a lovely week. Hope you having a lovely resting period, whether it's night or day, whatever you going through. You know what I'm saying? It's a calm place right now. So we're just me and you chilling in the room, basically, in my domain. So how you doing? How's life? How's everything going? Are you feeling alright with yourself? You know what I'm saying? We got a different topics today in it. First, I have a Black Panther right now. I ain't gonna lie. This Black Panther's kinda lit. It represents me right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like kinda like a more powerful, mysterious vibe. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of like a little nerd for this type of stuff right there. It's like some symbolism. Like, I really love symbolism in my life. Obviously, you can see by what's behind me, basically. It obviously says legacy maker, but that's what it really says. So, how's you doing? I just want to talk on an interesting topic today. It's like I sit here and obviously I make these unedited videos. Sometimes I want to like edited videos, but I feel like it won't be a real personal conversation, like a more realistic conversation between me and you, because it's like, we're so used to actually edited videos and things like that. We forgot to have a real conversation or building like a real relationship. We can say we in a certain type of relationship right now. Not like that. We in a duo relationship right now. This is kind of like our bonding friendship right now. And speaking of relationships, I want to speak about relationships or having relationships with yourself. I'm like having relationships with myself. I know I go through phases. I know you go through phases, through different seasons, through different worldly views in our life, through different phases in our life where we don't feel the same person as we were in the seasons before. It's springtime right now. It's a different vibe. It's a different feeling. I'm living my life the best I can. And I ain't gonna lie. I've been battling my flesh with myself, and it's more of like, okay, now since I'm battling my own flesh, since I'm battling like my own mind and my own basically physical body, because being in your early 20s, your hormones do start to pop off, and you start, I guess, wanting more. It's come to my mind, or like my energy and anything, like as a family builder, more as a career builder, a legacy builder. Like, what do I want to do to achieve these dreams, to achieve these goals in my circle? What do I have to be? And it's about me per se creating my own character. I guess in a way I'm creating my own character right now, and it's hard to really live that character because it makes me uncomfortable, doing these things that I normally wouldn't do, but I know, like, if I keep pushing and become per se a character, that dream will be achieved. It's more like spawning like your own child. I know that was like a little side piece of like, I know this video title down below is probably a little different than like what I, talking in this video, but it's spinning around to my relationship with myself, my relationship with my God, my Abba, who's that connection with me, and how does that, how can I build a better relationship through the Father, through that, and or just build a relationship with myself in general, like, of course, when we were younger, I say we were younger because if you, obviously click on this video, you're probably most likely been through this phase too, or going through this phase right now. And it's like when you're in this per se phase of like looking at yourself very differently than what everybody else really looks at you. You have certain insecurities. You be talked about. You go through things, you go through fights, you go through heartbreaks and love and temptations and things like that, and that kind of builds you. How you see yourself, that Your actions build a bond between yourself and your God, more importantly than everybody else around you, And we won't be always proud about the actions we do, because sometimes we do act upon flesh rather than the spirit. But we must always try to choose spirit to our best abilities, And it's like, okay, if I know I have fleshly needs and I know I go through these things, how can I build a better relationship with myself and my Father to really lock in and be heavy, so I can achieve this part of myself of the full, enjoyment of life, And that is another video topic, because I feel like, I guess in my ways right now, being expressive I want to be very, if I want a relationship with myself, right, or per se, if I want a relationship with my spouse, I gotta be very myself, genuine, uncut, raw, 1000% authentic, 1000% me, 1000%, just straight human and spirit and all in one, very sporadic, just very out and open, this is all me, and you plug the holes where the hole comes in. It's kind of like knitting, but you use all the string. You cut off as well. You cut off the stuff that's no longer needed as well. But you're knitting this character. You're knitting your relationship with yourself. And the fun part is you can always unknit and knit again, because of what sees fit. Because it's basically you always reinventing yourself. Sometimes every day, sometimes every year. In cases like mine, every season. And it's I'm really interested of where my life is leading to, in cases of my own actions and things like that, and I'm I've always been a very spiritual person, a very energetic, per se, not religious, but very God-guided person, and as myself, as a God-guided person, or spirit energy, I want to be okay, I want all of me, and I want all of me to be real with myself, no doubts, no temptation, all the worst parts of myself, of being human, and know the best and the genuine parts about myself. And in a way, I guess it's my experiment, because it's it causes me to be, I guess, chaotic in a way, something that I'm not really used to, because reading a book and just being active, staying consistent is his dedication, but it's also okay, let's add some mixture of openness to really evaluate who I really am and my gifts to the world, and if I can stand my own self, because if I can stand my own self, I can stand the test of time. And it's okay, I feel that's where I'm being guided in it, but we never know, It's just really interesting where I feel where I'm going with these things. How do you feel, What are you doing in your life that's causing you to grow and see yourself in different places and love yourself in different avenues? And the harder parts, it's harder to look at. What are you accepting about who you are, for the betterment that you need to change in it? What is that for you? What does that mean for you? Leave your comments down below, But that's all I have to talk about in this video. But until next video, I love you. I hope you take care of your energy, take care of yourself, and take care of who you are. And remember, you are special. You are good. And dreams do work. You gotta be better at your dreams. You gotta be better at loving yourself. And let the Father love you. So that's all I gotta say. And till next time, my friends. See you later. Take care.